Hey, what's up, y'all? What's cracking? What's popping? It's D. About to react to this vid by Honest. It's titled Mayhem. Okay, this is regarding the Lady Gaga album that just dropped. I just reacted to it. It is up on my Patreon right now. We've been over there discussing. Come join the community, join the conversation. If you want to hear my thoughts, they're on Patreon about this album. But anyway, let's hear what Honest has to say about it. Let's watch.
Lady Gaga, also known as Mother Monster, has returned with her 7th album titled Mayhem.
Her 7th album?
The lead up to Mayhem kept true to its title. It was a bit chaotic. Bruno Mars and Gaga collabed on the smash hit Die With A Smile, which is a song sure to appease her A Star Is Born and Shallow fans. Meanwhile, she officially kicked off the Mayhem era with Disease, a thumping dark pop track that recalls her Born This Way album and sounds like it was made to push towards the virality her sleeper hit Bloody Mary brought her prior to this single's release. It was then announced that Die With A Smile would be included on the album, even though it was previously stated it wasn't the lead single. It was likely added due to business reasons. Abracadabra, the second single from the album, really seemed to be the single that reeled in a lot of fanfare and had the internet saying that Gaga successfully reheated her nachos. It's a thrilling Europop listen that recalls much of Gaga's classic work without feeling desperate or annoyingly dated. However, Mayhem is not as dark as the single's title or even the cover might allude to it being. It's only chaotic in the sense that it's not defined by one single inspiration or one strict sound. For example, it's not as sonically uniformed as Born This Way, Art Pop, or Chromatica, but it doesn't stray away from Gaga's wheelhouse. Mayhem feels like an amalgamation of many of the eras and styles Gaga has tried her hand at throughout the years, while also tributing several of her inspirations. The rest of the album really does make the singles feel like outliers, but the first half of the album is some of Gaga's best and most assured work since Art Pop. Garden of Eden is a buzzing pop number that toys with some industrial elements. The chorus sounds like a long-lost The Fame era classic, with Gaga proclaiming she'll take the person of her desire to the Garden of Eden. She uses the Garden of Eden as a euphemism for a fleeting experience. Perfect Celebrity also sounds like classic Gaga, and is an immediate standout of the album. It's an electro-pop rock song that has Gaga absolutely wailing on the chorus. In the song, she talks about her tumultuous relationship with fame, and how negative aspects of fame in many ways also makes her a perfect celebrity. After all, a celebrity without controversy is nothing in the grander scheme of entertainment. Perfect Celebrity sounds like it would have been a great follow-up to Art Pop. Killa with Gasoffel Stein sounds like the world of Prince and David Bowie's fame had a love child. It is funky and has some of the most out there grooves found on the album. Zombie Boy is another highlight. It sounds like a classic disco song. I'm reminded of so many icons when listening to this song. Donna Summer's Bad Girls, Michael Jackson's Thriller, and the work of Nile Rodgers, with a hint of Gwen Stefani. In the song, Gaga talks about wanting someone to consume her as if they are a zombie. It is a truly euphoric chorus. The second half of the album is more chill, and it is a bit of an awkward transition. How Bad Do You Want Me sounds like a Taylor Swift song circa 1989.
That's what people were saying on my Patreon. I'm like, oh, now that y'all pointed out, it does kind of give Taylor.
In almost every
I
way
said she could be on a
imaginable,
remix.
lyrically, in the production, and some of her phrasing, the similarities are uncanny. These are not two worlds I ever thought would cross, and honestly, I don't think it's an aesthetic that fits Gaga well. I will say though, I can vaguely hear some callbacks to the Fame era in this song's chorus, but the Swift influence and Jack Antonoff influence seems very strong. Don't Call Tonight sounds like Tina Turner's What's Love Got to Do With It, mixed with Daft Punk. Meanwhile, on Shadow of a Man, Gaga talks about the hardships of being a woman, presumably in the music business, and how she's often danced in the shadow of a man in order to keep going. Ironically, the song is heavily indebted to Michael Jackson's signature style, from Gaga's fiery delivery, to the melody, to the production that recalls Off the Wall and Thriller. MJ's fingerprints are all over this record. Blade of Grass is a skip. It's a pretty typical ballad, and the album ends with Die With A Smile, which actually doesn't sound that much out of place. I wouldn't say this album is chaotic, nor does it really invoke mayhem. The surprise is there's really no big surprise or twists. For the most part, it's straightforward disco and synth-pop tracks. Gaga sounds happy as ever, and it feels like her most natural offering of her returning to her dance pop roots post-Joanne. I think there's a fair amount to enjoy here, even though I do feel like the best work comes in the first half of the album. It's a pretty straightforward collection of radio pop songs. You can hear the influence of Bowie, Prince, MJ, Blondie, and a sprinkle of 9 Inch Nails. All in all, it is a solid good effort, even if it is a little more tame than expected. Gaga gave some of her best songs in a while, and she sounds freer than she has in a while as well. I think you can feel her spirit in this album, even more so than her previous release, Chromatica. Mayhem might not necessarily be the wildest or most out there album, but it is a good pop effort.
Interesting. I do like hearing his opinions because he's like my gateway into the pop, scene, because I don't know anybody who listens to pop like at all, and I don't follow any creators who cover pop or anything like that. So he's like my source for all things pop. But it sounds like he liked it overall, but he was expecting it to be a bit more chaotic, a bit more intense maybe, considering the name of the album. And that's fair. And that's honestly something that I kind of considered as well and kind of thought about, especially in regards to her music videos. Her music videos are very intense and chaotic and in your face and over the top and dark, so the music doesn't always necessarily reflect that. And I pointed this out when I reacted to the album on my Patreon because I saw the music video for Disease before I even heard the song. I was at the nail shop getting my feet done. They were playing like music videos in the back, but they were playing their own audio. So I saw the visual for Disease, and I'm like, on my Patreon, I'm like, okay, let's listen to this song. But I'm like, oh, there's a music video. I might as well watch the music video again so I can see it, play with the actual song this time. And, in that reaction, I'm just like, oh, this is interesting. I wasn't expecting this song to sound like this because the music video is so intense. Like, I wasn't expecting, that particular sound. And although that song is a bit more dark, it's like dark pop, it kind of reflects the music video to a certain degree, but not nearly as much as I thought. I thought it would be a lot more intense and crazy, considering the visuals. So yeah, that is something I definitely thought about. But not that she has to match it exactly, obviously. But yeah, I did think that we were getting, darker music, which I personally enjoy. But yeah, these are his thoughts about the album. I already gave my thoughts. Go check out the Patreon, link down below. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about the album. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!